Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is finally Fiendish Friday. Yes, folks, TGIF is finally upon us. I hope each and every one of you have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully you get to watch some great movies, binge watch some series, do whatever it is that makes you happy, because that's what's most important in life, is making yourself happy. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing each and every one of you every Monday through Friday, both new faces and old. And then always, I can't stress it enough to look in the description box for more information on the daily film, such as your brief synopsis, your starring cast, your director, the runtime, along with the runtime I am watching, of the cut I am watching, and then MPAA rating, if there is one that exists, which 9 times out of 10 I'm going to try to find the most uncut, unrated copy that there is out there. So chances are it's not going to be rated. So do keep that in mind. If you're not noticing any rated R's or NC-17s or PGs, but every now and again you get a couple X-rateds in there too, which is crazy. I never thought I would do anything like that, but I always say look in the description box for more information. So definitely check it out for me. You get a link for a trailer. So if some of you guys need to see a little bit of the movie, you can always check out that trailer. I like to go in as blind as possible when I'm watching a movie, but sometimes we gotta watch something or get a couple pictures of something. Cover art is a big thing for me. If it has good cover art, chances are it's going to draw my attention towards it, and I'll check it out, or I won't. You know, it's just artwork and presentation is everything to me. And today they did an amazing job with today's the film of the day that I'm reviewing for you, and it is none other than 1978's I Spit on Your Grave. Yes, folks, this is a monster of a set right here. This is a beast. I absolutely love this. I'm not going to hold this box the entire time. I am just going to show it out for you. It is the Ronin box set. It comes with I Spit on Your Grave, I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu, and then I Grew Up with I Spit on Your Grave, which is done by Terry Zarchi, which is Zarchi, or is Meir's son, who is the director of this film. So which also you find out, I did not know this, that Terry also was in I Spit on Your Grave along with his sister. They both played Eron Tabor, Johnny's children, which is kind of cool. I really like the fact that they got in there. The dad bribed them with $10 a piece, which I find that absolutely hilarious. But for 1970, I think they said they started filming in 1976 on this one. That's pretty good money, I'm guessing. I mean, I wasn't alive in 76. I was born in 1980, and obviously I don't understand the value of money until I was much older. But either way, that's a lot of money to a kid, and you can buy a lot of candy and toys and all kinds of stuff with $10, or at least you used to be able. You used to. Now, as far as special features go, whoopsie doodle, I have 2 different releases right here. This is the Ronin one. It is a standard issue pressed Blu-ray. It does have the alternative artwork that it runs under as Day of the Woman, which I do like that, but I am sticking with the artwork that I know it most for, and that is the I Spit on Your Grave classic artwork with the girl's behind sticking out, which another fun fact, I don't know if it's true, but a couple people alluded to the fact that this behind belongs to a very famous actress, and they say it belongs to an extremely young Demi Moore. Yes, folks, I said that. I did say that, Demi Moore. You find this out in the special features, and they really talk about it in the Growing Up with I Spit on Your Grave documentary, which is just top notch. Terry did an amazing job with that doc. So if you really want a complete guide to actually checking out this film, do get that set. It's worth every penny, in my opinion. It is a little pricey, but it is worth every penny. You're paying roughly $20 per Blu-ray, because there's 3 Blu-rays in there. Now, as far as this one goes, this is the old Elite Entertainment Millennium Edition. I'm not going to go over the special features on that because I'll be here for a little longer than I want to. But this one, it is stacked as well. If you only want a DVD release, this is the one I highly recommend, and that was the Elite Entertainment Millennium Edition. It is stacked to the gills with special features. It's a very, very good one. Now, back to this one. Let's get on to the movie. So I have gone on for 6 minutes and haven't talked a word about this movie. I've given you a bunch of trivia and da-da-da-da-da. Let's get down to the specs of it. This one, like I said, came out back in 1978. Runs at an hour and 41 minutes. At least the cut that I am watching did. I know that this one for sure has suffered issues from cuts along the way. There was even a shorter cut of this, which was like, I forget, like 10, 15 minutes shorter than what the cut is that I watched today, which is it's just insane to think that would have gotten cut even more to that degree. It would have been a bare bones movie, in my opinion. So keep that in mind. If you've never seen an uncut version, these both are there for you. It stars the beautiful Camille Keaton. She is absolutely just perfect in this. She is very, very she's almost perfect in this role. It's one of my favorite roles for her. She's done not a bunch of things, but she's done a number of things that I most note her from. But this is her coup de grace, in my opinion. This is her magnum opus, and I'm glad she is the one that Meir chose for this role, because I wouldn't have wanted to see it in anybody else. And now we got Eron Tabor, who plays Johnny. We got Richard Pace, I believe he was Matthew, who is, by the way, on the spectrum. He's a little slow. He's a little bit of a dullard. He's not quite all there, one of those kind of types. He's actually he's one of those characters I actually do sympathize with, even because he gets pushed into doing these horrible, despicable deeds by people he trusts and cares for. So he's getting, that peer pressure is a son of a bitch, and that is the biggest gateway drug, in my opinion, is peer pressure. And so that he is a very, very sad character, in my opinion. And then we got Anthony Nichols in here. That one was Stanley, I believe, and then Gunter Kleemann. Gunter was Stanley, and then the other one was Andy. My bad. But either way we go, we got four villains and against one female. By the way, it does say 5 men. There was 5 of them. No, there was only 4, which it says. Not on this one, but either way, it was actually 4. So don't believe that. That is a horrible part of a distributor taking advantage of a filmmaker, because it is word that Meir never saw that before release, which he knew it as Day of the Woman. He didn't know that I Spit on Your Grave was his film. He didn't know of anything of it until one day a friend told him. Which it was running under the old video label of Wizard Video. If you guys are any familiar with them, they're an interesting label from back in the day. I do have a number of things from them, and I do highly recommend them for some of the classics out there. And then what else do we got? Oh, and then Meir Zarchi. Zarchi is the and it is actually pronounced Meir. I thought it was Meir Zarchi, something like that, but it's Meir. But either way, it's this is a very controversial movie of its time, and I highly recommend it all the way around. Um, Now, what is it exactly about? I've gone on for 10 minutes talking about all this, that, and the other. It's about Camille Keaton's character is a young aspiring writer who is most known for writing stories in female magazines, and now she's going to work on her first novel. And so she gets away and goes from New York to Connecticut, to a small town in Connecticut, to get away and draw inspiration and work off of that for her first and her new novel that she is working on. And while she is there working on it, she meets a number of different guys. She's not like a sultry, like going out trying to like hook up with them, like meeting, but she meets them in basically like she meets Matthew because he works for a grocery market, and he delivers the goods. He delivers the groceries to your house, and so that's how she meets it. It all starts. She meets Matthew, and Matthew goes back to town and is telling Johnny, Stanley, and Andy about her and how beautiful she was, and he comes up with the whole thing like, oh, I saw her tits, as he said, saw her breasts, but it quickly goes on from that. They are have moved on to like full-fledged stalking of this girl. It's very, very creepy, scary. It gets to the point to where they eventually beat and rape her beyond belief for 25 minutes. Yes, folks, I said that, 25 minutes. There is intermittent breaks in between each session, but it does last for a total of 25 minutes. So you got a very long chunk of exploitative. Uh, Never mind where I was going. That you got things that are very, very nasty and dirty and beyond belief, and it really hits home if you know anybody that has been raped, and that much less gang raped. So she is gang raped beyond belief, and as they're leaving, they decide to make Matthew. They peer pressure him into killing Camille Keaton's character, which in turn he does not kill her. He goes in and wipes some blood on the blade, and then, oh look, I did it, and they think that he legit did. Fast forward a couple weeks later, they haven't heard anything of a murder or anything of that nature. They decide to do some reconnaissance and go and check and see if she's around. Turns out, yes, she is around, and they see her. She slowly, one by one, picks them off in a very revenge style. It is absolutely, you cannot you cheer for her. You cannot not cheer for her. She is just absolutely brutal, I guess. She does stuff like she hangs Matthew. She castrates another man, and then a couple other two victims are done two other ways. Like she goes through each of these men very, very easily, and she seduces them, and it's almost funny how it worked. Like they're a little hesitant on going in, but they fully go in knowing that they did this dastardly, horrible thing to this woman. It's almost it's ballsy. I'll just say that it is absolutely ballsy. So you got the whole gist of the movie now. I highly recommend it. On the technical side, let's move on to my ratings for that. On a technical side, this thing's a 4 out of 5 in my opinion. It works absolutely from top to bottom. There is basically no sound track to this movie. There are a couple places where there is kind of some music being played, but it is not part of the film itself as a sound score. There is nothing like that. As a matter of fact, the end credits are just the sound of the motor of her motorboat as she's going down the river. So it is there is no music in this, so do not go in there. The only music you hear is in some very small places, and your villain's playing a harmonica, one of them, and that is part of the music. But there, when the guy's castrated, you hear music then, but she goes downstairs and plays it. So it's not it's not something that it really leans on. It doesn't even it does it without any help whatsoever by a sound score, a music score. Um, the editing works perfect. It never gets dull. It always stays at a nice even pace. I can't say that there's a bad actor in this movie. Each and every one of these people fit the roles perfectly. I feel you couldn't have gone any more wrong. Matthew is slightly annoying in places, but he has done the guy that plays him did it well enough that I pushed past the hokiness of his character, because his character is just he's a mess. I don't like his character. He's one that I feel could have been changed. And when they did the remake of this in 2010, I thought they did a better job with Matthew. They definitely changed some things about him. But either way, still an amazing film. On an entertainment side, this thing's a 4 out of 5. This is like an 8, 9 out of 10. I'm leaning more towards 8 out of 10 kind of movie. This is an absolute blockbuster when it comes to exploitation, especially of its time. And like I said, you got to sit through a 25-minute rape scene. The only other one of the other rape scenes that I think of that is just is nasty and gross and vile, and that is Irreversible with the Gaspar Noé film. Noé, or I don't know. Either way, it's the Gaspar film, which is very, very good. I highly recommend that as well. Either way, you got that one out of the way. I got it in at 18 minutes. All right, guys, I love your faces. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I got stuff to do this weekend. Hopefully you guys have some fun stuff to do as well. And as always, love your faces.